realized, then I went again and back and forth. And I said, no, no,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, that
Here,
kind of like had me a
Sophie
little
Moss.
bit like with the death thing, because I wasn't expecting that, like somebody to die like in the beginning of the book. So y'all already know
Yeah,
I'm like a little emotional still about
yeah.
that. And then
More
I
than
didn't
couple
know
of
what
people.
was, huh?
More than couple of people, she let them pass away or told about them that they passed away in the
Yeah, but
beginning, the
this
first
one, but
chapter.
Sophie Mo, the little girl, they were the most though. She was the
Mm,
most.
yeah,
Talked about the casket and stuff, the small casket, all that kind of stuff.
yeah.
But so on page 12, they had something like what does this mean? I didn't look it up. Unlike Tamara, I didn't bother to look anything up yet. Elvis Presley puffed. I was like, what is Elvis Presley puffed? Anybody ever heard of that saying before? Like if you're talking about somebody, they look a certain kind of way to say Elvis Presley puffed. Is that because
Probably,
I'm not that can't
probably.
be
I
like
don't know
one
the way he was dressing and hair and all that kind of thing. Probably
the
that's
way
what.
yeah, as Elvis
I
Presley
think so.
puffed.
I think so.
And I don't
I I
know.
I went on that like sentence a couple of times and I just
Oh,
guessed it. I didn't look into that one, that word.
here you
Go
go.
ahead.
Then they was talking about something about on page 22, he talking about like World Bank loans and all of this stuff. Then they was like people getting their golf money houses and they worked unhappily in faraway places. I thought about y'all. I was like, y'all working in faraway places. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I don't know. Like if that's the thing, like the culture, you leave home and then I guess they would that's what they were talking about. They golf money houses is golf, right? When you talk
Mm,
about geographically speaking, the Gulf, like where y'all located.
mhm.
Y'all don't get it? Y'all miss my little joke in there?
So I didn't get that
I
one,
get
but
it.
anyway.
We
Oh
over here
God.
in the Middle East, the Gulf
Yeah,
of
working up. Y'all might be
Arabia,
work. Yeah, y'all might be
making
working.
this money.
Y'all
Been here
might
a
be
long
working
time. Don't want to go back
unhappily in
home.
faraway places. Anyway, so yeah, so far I'm enjoying this. So like I said, her writing is good enough to make me say, like it's interesting, the writing style and everything. I didn't get the linear thing going back and forth, and initially I couldn't keep up. But I'm glad I got the outline of them names because them names was messing me up, and after a while I kept going. I could only remember Baby and Sophie. So this helped a whole lot now to remember the
Yeah.
relationship. Because sometimes it's hard when other people explaining she was my grandmother's sister, cousin, like stuff like that, and be like, "Oh, who was she
Yeah,
again?"
grandfather's sister. Yeah, that baby.
So
And
this was
here
great.
when you read it, it's the CH is not probably never coming in this book. Would never come. As
Mhm,
K, it would all be all the time. It would be CH like cha.
mhm, mhm. Yeah,
So
so that's it. And
Kochama.
they got a little weird family structure going on and so forth and so on. But like unlike you know most families do, but it wouldn't be interesting if it didn't have some weird stuff going on. Like it gotta be a little weird.
Hmm.
Oh God, I thought I was gonna read the part anyway. Go ahead. No, I'm gonna stop now. Mhm.
All right. Who would like to go next? Ray, go ahead.
I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out what the book is about. Um,
Oh.
yeah, I don't really have any
You can
thought.
go through that kind of that that PDF I shared. You would have an idea somewhat.
No, I don't want to go through. I
I
want to read for myself. I want to kind of.
I agree with Ray. I don't. It's too many characters. I can't keep up with them. I didn't understand anything that was happening. I haven't caught a theme, and even looking at your PDF, that didn't help. And I only read it one time. I'm not going back to read it again. I can't do it. So if I don't catch it the first time and y'all don't talk about it and tell me, then I just ain't gonna catch it.
All right. Okay. These two are twins. She used the word two egg, something like two egg cousin, brothers, sisters. I don't know what. It's just literally one word. They call it fraternal twins. That's it.
Yeah, so what does you kept on saying re-returned. Is that some significance in India? This idea of re-returned, he was returned and re-returned. I didn't really catch that.
Well, they were separated in their early life, and they were twins, brother and sister. So they had a very close bonding in their early life, probably like 10, 11 years, something like that. And then one was with the father, the other one was in the village. So that's how they got separated, kind of like there was a
Yeah,
void.
but I think my problem. I mean, I understand what they mean by return, but I think my problem is this essential? Is this a essential theme?
Yeah, there is
Why
one
does she
kind of
capitalize?
concept.
Hold on a second.
Yeah,
Why is she capitalizing return? Right? Why is
yeah,
return
they're
cap?
yeah, they're because they're coming back to their native village where they were born, and like their roots were from that village, which is very,
Yeah, but why is the
yeah, this
word
is,
return capitalized? Is my question.
um, I fully do not understand at this level, but
I
she's
think
mentioned a couple of times.
for me, what I got from that part was like, if I don't know if I'm understanding this correctly, but like the brother went away when they were young. They were separated when they were younger. I think the brother was with the father, and the sister was with the mother. So they were kind of like separated at that time. And then as the brother got older and he went off to America, right? He
No,
went
no,
off
no.
to
She went,
America
no,
or
no, 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 no.
okay. I'm
Brother,
confused. Like I
as,
said, this is it's
yeah,
confusing me.
okay.
But I think
He
as
married
far as
the,
re-return, it's I'm trying to figure out how you trying to explain it because you already said you was confused. I'm trying to,
uh,
yeah, I'm like, I from my understanding of that piece, that they were separated and
but
then
let's focus
he
on
had to
to
come back.
return of there are two types of returns. I mean, two returns which are physical. That Esther is returning the boy, and Rachel went to and Rahel, not Rachel, Rahel went to U.S. when she got married with that guy, and then she returned back when she heard from her uh, grand aunt that the boy is coming. So you and he's quite. So that's why he's returning again. So that's why when they got, but there is a on the sidelines, she mentioned somewhere, and this is in the Hindu culture, that they say that the soul goes, I mean, this is their belief that when the soul goes out after the one person dies, so it remains on the earth for 7 times. So the next time it is going into another body. So that's probably on the sidelines somewhere. That's also probably when we would read the next chapters, it would come back to that. And also, it is also symbolizing very important question you asked. It's also in Indian culture that when you are your close blood relatives, I mean, that's kind of like your part and parcel of your body, something like that. So that's why those twins are like kind of, she's mentioning or highlighting that they were very close in the beginning and then they were separated, and so it's like a return is one physical return, they're coming back to the village, and one its return is a reunion of those two
And then the
at this
other,
moment.
I think, I mean, I don't know if this first chapter is kind of just setting us up or just giving us who the characters are now. But right now in the first chapter, it has an account for why they're so adrift, why they're so aloof, right? They're very aloof, both of them. Uh,
Yeah, because
with Esther, go ahead.
they talk about the family dynamic. That's why they talk about the family dynamic a lot because they have had a rough childhood to the point where it make Esther that he doesn't even talk to people right
Yeah,
now.
he
Everybody,
became mute,
everybody
kind of.
calls him weird or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, like he got
Yeah, but
quite
does it really get into what happened? because it says that nothing in
Because what
particularly
happened?
happened.
But something happened. Something happened when he was with that father. That father sent him back. Like that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of times, to me, like to say that your father returned you, it's almost like because he was damaged or something wrong with the father didn't want to deal and be bothered anymore, and was like, "You go back," kind of thing.
Yeah,
Like
but
No,
the
the
reason
fa-
I
the
thought
father got a job. Father got a new job in Australia as a security
he
supervisor,
couldn't take him with
so
him
he
over
couldn't
there.
take him. Yeah, he couldn't take him, so he said to the he
Sent him
returned
back. But he was
and
always
and,
weird
that
with
boy
the dad
back to the
anyway. That was still
village to
weird.
his.
and Rahel is just as aloof. She's just as aloof. Rahel, her name is Rahel, right? Rahel.
I kept saying Rachel,
Rahel.
but it do say Rahel.
Yeah, Rahel. Yeah,
Uh, she's just as aloof as Esther.
yeah.
She's just as aloof. She's an underachiever. Both of them are average. They're not bad. They're polite, but they're kind of just there.
Mediocre. What's
They're
wrong
kind
with
of
being
just.
mediocre? Is anything wrong with being mediocre?
I don't know. I think so. I think so. You don't have to be outstanding and exceptional in everything, but from what they tell us right now, they just kind of live in their life. They're kind of just drifting, like dead wood throughout life.
Yeah, because
Um,
I think they feel like something missing, like you
It
said,
could
that soul
could
part
be,
when
and
twins are separated
I'm
and
sure.
stuff.
but it could be.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, Ray.
No,
I
no,
was
go ahead,
saying it
Hassan.
could be even a highlight in the sense that I could be a highlight that in the sense that whatever their childhood was, and even considering that, but they are still leading a kind of a normal life or an average life.
A normal life. I mean, she went to architecture school just to work at a gas station as a clerk at a gas station, and what else she do? She was a waitress in a restaurant.
Yeah,
It
that's
seems
when she
like they
went to
have more
US.
potential. It seems like this is like they have more potential, but they're just not.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
again, this
take
is
like
only chapter one. This is only chapter one.
even the
But
boy was average student, and as you said that as she went to architecture school, I think I remember she passed out in 8 years the course which was supposed to be 4 years or something like.
Yeah.
also, they have money, right? They're not poor.
I think
Am
they
I,
Yeah,
am
poor.
I, they're not poor, right?
yeah, it's not. There's nothing mentioned of
Working
poverty or
people,
So
anything
there's
yeah.
like
no,
that.
there's nothing in its first chapter, at least. There's nothing mentioned of a struggle, financial struggle. It
Yeah,
seemed like they are doing. I mean, they're not rich, but it seemed like they're doing okay. So I'm trying to figure out where
Working
the. I
people.
mean, I'm sure the author's going to tell us in the future chapters. But as Yasmin said, it's just
What did
too
they say
many.
about their biological father? That he was an alcoholic and something else?
yeah,
Yeah, until he married his second wife. Second wife straightened him
yeah.
out.
Okay. Sometimes that's what it takes. Sometimes that's what it takes.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
All
We'll
right.
see how this goes.
Mr. Sajid.
Yes, actually, this part of the world is problematic, and what the novel says that small events lead to big happenings. That small events in childhood, yeah, always revolve around your life. That small traumatic events, they keep haunting you. For example, the broken family when the twins were separated, uh, Asthapan goes with the father and Rahil goes with the mother. So, whatever the small events were, they were haunting. They were haunting the children, and
Hmm.
and you know that every society has different roles. Every society defines that who should love home, what home we should make connections. Most of the society dictates rules, and if someone doesn't follow those rules, then they have to face the consequences. We see the mother, she she fell in love with, I mean, with Velutha, or the person, so that's why she suffered. The children also suffered. So in this Rahil, definitely Rahil went to school, and
Yeah,
then
untouchable. I mean,
yeah, Rahil went to school, and then she moved to US, and when she was separated from her husband, then she left and came back to reunite with the family. So what we see that small events, small mistakes, or small happenings lead to big decisions.
Hmm. All right.
good
And
points. I like that. That was good.
family is somehow, that we see that family, sometimes we see that family is united, but family seems disunited even at funerals. Some persons are standing at some place, and some are standing at other places. So even family, we may, I mean that small events, small happenings, so they create a big gap among family members. Even
Hmm.
we see that we see during funeral, children were judging things more, because adults are bound by social norms, customs, and social pressure, but children don't apply those filters. Therefore, they were in funeral, they were sensing things even adults were not registering.
It's interesting. I wonder what role religion plays in all this because um, I think they're Catholic, right?
Yeah, they're from the Catholic descent because
So
they
you tell
married to
you
some
tell
Catholic.
me, would that be unusual to have Catholics in the Indian culture, or
In the South Indian, yes, their population, they have a very high majority of Catholic Christians in South India,
Oh
and
yeah,
because
because
there is,
baby fell in love with Father Mulligan.
yeah,
right?
and
That
the
was kind of
grandma,
weird.
yes, yeah, the
So
grand,
Wanted to become a
I wonder,
nun.
I wonder what role religion is going to play in the book ultimately. Um, but you're saying that in South India, there's a lot of Catholics,
yeah, there are more than 25, I think 20-25% Catholics, and also around 20-30% are Muslims, and the remaining 40% are Hindus and others, mixed kind of. So there is a Hindus are not that kind of a majority probably, as a like percentage, but there are. I have lots of friends from South India, and I think 30% of them are Christians,
And
Catholic
I think,
Christians.
two times already in this book that when she's talking, she was saying something that happened. It was the God of small things. Like she's mentioned that twice already. I'm gonna pay attention to it next time. I'm gonna write it down next time I see it, like her using it, because maybe
But
in
there
her
is
mind, the God of
but
small
Ray,
things forgive like the small sins or something. Because
yeah,
it's something there, like you're saying, because
there
it's
is
in
a
the
God.
title.
There is a, yeah, yeah.
Title.
I asked that what is even in the that what is the God of? I mean, there is a big God and there is a small God. So even that's what actually you guys are peeling up the layers now. That's where the religion role, which Ray just pointed out, that's how the religion and also the caste system is going to play together in the future in this book, probably. What I foresee it now. And the culture itself, the caste system, and the religion. These three forces are going to
So
probably inter.
the caste is the same as the hierarchy is the same as.
Yes,
Okay, okay.
the
Indian
caste system
culture,
is apart
yeah.
from. The caste system is different from the religion. Caste system is that your family belong to, let's say, Obama tribe or whatever the tribe, or so those tribes they define your caste. So you can't change your caste. You can change
So
your religion.
that's how you become untouchable by your class, by your caste.
Yes,
I'm
by the
saying
caste,
class
because
in the
wherever
United
you
States.
belong to.
So
Yeah.
that's how you become untouchable or unfavorable.
Yeah, there are forecasts we will see in the future, but at the moment, briefly, we don't know who, I mean, how they are going to affect their religion because they belong to, as Catholics, I mean, they have changed their religion and they became Catholics because of that priest who came from Syria, I think, Father Ipe, something like that. Yeah, go ahead. Some Mr. Sajid was saying, and then we took off
all
the
all
call.
all the persons didn't turn Catholics. Only baby uh,
Yeah,
baby
in that family. Yeah,
Kachama turned to Catholics, and she invented a very beautiful way of writing letters. She said that when she was writing to her family, she said, "I'm fine. I have no problems. I have no issues. But Kohinoor has these issues." Then the
you know what's
family,
Koenu?
she was
They,
baby Kushama herself. Then the
yeah, but
family,
it's okay.
yeah,
You go ahead first. I will not try. And, we'll talk about it in a while.
uh, family had named her in the children in the childhood Kohinoor. Then the family dug up, okay, Kohinoor is she herself, and then they went to convent and brought her back. So Kohinoor was baby Kushama herself.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, like on that point, Kohinoor is the biggest, or was the biggest diamond at that point in India, which is now in the crown of the Queen in England. So that was the biggest diamond in the world. So the Kohinoor. So that's where the father said, "This is my diamond." So that baby girl was my diamond. So baby Kochama was the diamond for her father. So that's how the he mentioned. And,
That
all right.
daggone Queen's crown got
Yes,
a
sir.
lot of people's jewels in it, doesn't it?
Yeah, it is still one of the highly priced diamonds in the world. This is around 1,000-year-old diamond, which was in the crown of some of the kings in India, which were 1,000-year old, almost like 900 to 1,000 years old. And actually, the story goes that this was a bigger diamond, and two brothers they divided it into half, and whatever the left of half of this one is still very, very big. If you would see the crown of the queen, it is right in top of the queen. That's called the Kohinoor. Now it would be the king's crown. All right,
What
let's give.
does it
Yeah,
say?
go ahead.
Does it say where they fall in the caste? Where do they fall in the caste system?
Up till now, it's not mentioned yet, but it is mentioned in an indirect way that their father made a school for the untouchables. Their father made a school and something like another kind of facility for the untouchables. So it means they are probably somewhat higher caste.
It would seem like untouchables, you'd be like the untouchables would be the ones at the top, like in my head, when you'd be like, can't touch this, like you would be up the top more so than at the bottom of the Well, not so much. I don't know
They're
what
un-
part of the system.
the untouchables because you literally did not want to touch them. Some people didn't even want their shadows touching them. They couldn't even walk in the shadows of that person. They are
Oh,
the
so
lowest
the
of the
higher
low.
ones called them untouchable. Like I don't want to
Yes.
touch you.
Yes, I don't
Oh,
want to touch you. Hands off. You're
There are,
I think
yeah,
yeah.
there are
the,
four
the
caste systems. Yeah, there are four caste systems there. The two upper castes are called ruling class, one caste, number one. The second one is called the fighter class, which is the army class. The lower two castes, they are called scheduled or scheduled castes. So those two are the worker class. Those the bottom two are one is the farmer class, the fourth one is the cleaner class. So those two are kind of, and especially the bottom one is really kind of at the very, very bottom. They cannot live in the same town. They cannot live in the same society, even if they have to have their own kind of village or outside. So they are the kind of, anyway, that's the background. All right, let's go to Dr. Mahasan because of the shared screen at the moment. Shall I share it or just leave it enough?
No, we can
Because
see
we are not,
it.
because we cannot see on the camera. I mean, like all of you are on the side, so probably only you can see four or five. Yeah, go ahead, Dr. Mahasan.
Good evening and salam alaikum, everybody. My voice is still not completely back, but I can talk a little bit. I don't know if I have anything new to add to what I've heard so far. I was really enjoying, she has a lot of imagery in her book. So I could imagine like sites and places and by knowing some South African South Indians, I could picture Kerala and Calcutta and all these different places. So her imagery was really what got me and got me like continue to read on. Um, I was shocked by the father taking the boy, then bringing him back, then taking him again. And I didn't get the impression that he sent him back because he couldn't take him he went to Australia, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I got the impression that maybe he was a handful for him and the new wife. Because when he came back the second time, he was an adult.
He was 25 years old when
Yeah,
he
he
sent
was
him
an
back,
adult.
something like
He was an
that.
adult. Um, so I would really like to see, where where we find out what exactly happened when he left, his mom to go to be with his dad. But there was a statement, I can't remember if it was the funeral. No, it was when their mother went to the police department. And then he
Yeah,
said
after the
something
funeral.
about illegitimate children. But
Yeah,
according to the book, the mother and father were married but divorced
not
very.
the legitimate children. She, I mean, it's another curse in India that there is no divorce system in India. I'm talking about the religion now. But
Okay.
because they would have gone it through the Christian church, or not even church cannot divorce. They would have got through their laws, through their system of law. But that's also one of the things that if somebody's husband dies, or that's, but I don't know in the exact context where how he has the policeman said that those the word he used for that visha, that word is used for prostitutes. So he clearly mentioned that we don't talk. I mean, they would have a less voice, less heard. They would have their
Mm.
voice less heard, but either those prostitutes or their children, something like that. What he meant actually.
Yeah,
But
but
I don't know
I,
how
I
they
didn't
receive it.
understand
But
why
how did,
I couldn't get the
yeah, in what
connection.
context? Yeah, the connection I couldn't even make it myself.
Yeah.
That why, because she was away from her husband, or she had a relationship, probably relationship, which I'm not so sure, but Sajid pointed out with Valuta or something like that, or of a lower
Mm.
caste or untouchable carpenter or that laborer who was making even the casket, I think their caskets or something like that, probably, and even some building and some of the things that he was doing. But I don't know in what exact context the policeman he said, but this is the kind of culture that is practiced towards the lower caste, that they will not have their voice heard.
Mm. And she held her tongue, which goes to show you there was something about her. But for me, I'm actually enjoying the book so far.
All right. Who else is there on the call? Let me see who else has not spoken. Yasmin has not spoken. Very little. She said, I don't understand anything. Yasmin, you want to say something?
I spoke. I said what I had to say.
All right.
Thank you.
I'll take Yasmin's turn.
All right.
It seems to me that could we also say that there's an identity issue going on, especially with the mother? She seems to be seeking an identity outside of their current identity. She wants to be. She converted
Which
to
mother you
Roman
are
Catholic.
talking about?
She
You're talking about
converted.
the grandma?
No, baby.
The baby.
Baby.
Okay. Yeah, the grandma's sister.
She converted
No, the
to
grandmother. The baby is the
grandmother's
aunt.
Your
No, I thought
baby is the grand aunt.
The
She's the
grand
grand
aunt.
aunt. Yeah,
that
she's
was
the grand aunt.
See, it's just too many
Here,
characters. Baby, I thought
the
baby was
character.
mother.
No, baby is the grandmother's youngest sister.
Yep.
Okay.
Naomi, I.
So baby, could this also be about identity? And it speaks to why Rahel and Esther is kind of mediocre, for lack of a better term, because it talks about all these things that baby's into. She was in, she fell in love with the Spanish priest. He was Spanish, right? The Spanish priest. Then she got into.
No. Syrian priest.
Was he Syrian?
Syrian priest, I think,
Syrian?
if I correct. Syrian priest.
Yeah, he was
Huh?
Syrian. Yes, he was
He was Syrian.
Syrian.
But he went back
Something
to
like
Madrid or something, right? Didn't he go to Madrid or something?
He may have been sent there, but he was definitely Syrian who came to her grandfather's area.
That's where that place was at, where the Catholic thing. What's the Catholic church? That's where that place was at, where she met Father Mulligan at.
Yeah,
Wasn't
Father
his
Mulligan.
name Father Mulligan?
He fought. Yeah. So he can't be Syrian. Father Mulligan is not Syrian.
Mulligan. It did say he was Syrian, something like that.
Oh, let me go back and check.
Why he can't be Syrian and live in you are living where you at?
But okay.
You said because of his name. Because of his name.
Because
his name is Irish. Right?
Yeah,
Mulligan is Irish,
about
right?
Irish
Mulligan
in there.
is Irish, right?
I think it said something about Scottish or something too, though.
Yeah, I mean because they were from the missionary. The missionaries they came, and then this was the um, Father Mulligan Ipe, if I correctly remember. Let me see.
Yes, that was his last name.
Yeah, and then
when missionaries come, they drop more than just the Bible. So
yeah, so they had their.
I read that wrong. He had to go back to Madras, which is a city in India.
In India, yes.
So I read that wrong. So, but you sure he was Syrian with the name Father Mulligan?
Yes. Yeah, they were from the Syrian church or something like that, if I correctly. I should have pulled it out. Why I didn't?
They might have to change their names. Like how Africans have an African name and then they have an English name.
Okay, that could be true. That could be true.
And especially since he was in the priesthood.
Yeah, that's true. That may be correct. So my point is, could this book be about identity also? Like baby
Like this.
searching for an identity. Like she's getting into like the NBA, she's getting into cricket. Like it seems like she's searching for an identity outside, and she's not really embracing her current,
Yeah, I
her
mean, like, yeah,
I think she's
identity.
just enthralled by outside world and not just what's in her village because the TV opened up the world for her. So I don't think she's necessarily just trying to become this or that. I think she's just entertained. She's just enjoying the entertainment. Just like we get on
curious.
our phones and we doom scroll, doom scroll, doom scroll. And
Yeah,
before you know it, it's 3 o'clock in the morning and we still scrolling. So that's her
yeah,
with the TV.
curious.
And she was just so
At
into
that
it.
time in
She gave up
90s.
her garden. She was just like addicted to it, just like we get addicted to our technology.
Yeah,
Okay, I
because
go for that. I'm just
if I
searching for what this book is
there is
about.
one
I'm
more
sorry.
thing.
I'm just
Yeah,
searching. I'm just trying to
it is
figure out what
about
the theme
identity,
It might be
but
too
it
soon to
is,
tell, too soon to
yeah,
tell.
is.
that's what
Too
I'm
soon
saying.
is
Yeah,
too
it
soon
is about
to tell.
identity, but the identity at this point in time, probably what Yasmin has said correctly, at that time, the TV would have been like closed by 7, 8 o'clock. So when you got a 24 by 7 TV, you are hooked on that. And that's why whenever the TV used to come, everybody would go around the TV at that time. So once you get a 24 hours, so you are basically kind of fulfilling your habitual
Your
duty.
fantasies.
The fantasies also. He
What
he
we
he
did with
mentioned
TV
about he
on
mentioned about
demand.
a couple of fantasies.
I think we did that
Yes.
for a while. It went through a phase where I remember people saying if I stayed up late to watch TV. Now people be like, I'll watch that tomorrow. I watched like it took me 7 times to watch that movie. So now it's a little different. But I do remember people staying up for a minute when 24-hour TV came up. People saying I was up all night watching TV, but
All
I don't
night.
hear people saying that as much anymore. They was up
Yeah, because
scrolling.
it was yeah,
Well,
See,
because
now
you see,
stuff
think
is
like
on demand. It used to didn't be on demand. It used to be once you
yeah,
missed it, you just missed it.
This is,
yeah,
If
yeah,
you didn't have
yeah.
a VCR to record it.
That
yeah.
was so much. I
That's
scrolled through the thing.
yeah.
I scrolled through the thing like 15 minutes and then be like, I don't want to watch another
That was before the cable network. That was before the
Mm-hmm.
cable
who
network because
actually knew how
whenever
to work the VCR to record a TV show? You
yeah, I
actually know
have
how to
my
do it?
couple.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yes.
I
You
have
knew
Oh,
how to
my
do it?
yes.
I have my recordings. I still have my
I
recordings
never
of my
even
initial.
I
figure out
worked
how.
at night. I worked at nights. How you think I raised my kids?
I never
On
figured out how
VCRs,
to record.
Disney movies.
We had even a time that some of the shows were coming when I would be out of the house. So I would put a timer and then it would auto record,
Mm-hmm.
and there were very few
Mm-hmm.
people would know about that
All
one.
you had to do was hit record like an old cassette thing. The VCR was easy. To
No,
me, it
Yeah,
was
but
easy.
you had to
but
set
I'm
it up
talking
right.
about
Record at a certain time, right?
no,
Man,
Yeah.
but no. Normally,
yeah, yeah. A
99,
lot of
90
times you had to.
more than 90% of the TV's recorders were work. They were VCR, VCP, and even so the recorders would be doing the recording at the time when some show is coming. But there were some that you could set a timer on that you
Yeah.
record at certain time. So you feed in and then just close the TV, but the recording is coming in and then it gets recorded.
Can I ask another question? How do you
Mhm.
pronounce how do you pronounce the name of the house? Is it Amenen? How do you pronounce the name of that
Ah,
house?
okay. Here, just let me see what Eminem, Eminem, Eminem,
Amen,
Eminem.
amen. Amen,
No, no, no.
amen,
Eminem, Eminem.
amen.
And and most of their
We
words
need an
between
Indian.
sha
Hold on a
and
second.
ka.
We need to get an Indian out here. I vote for getting an Indian. We need to. I gotta find an Indian.
I did it before, just before coming. I called my South Indian friend and I asked, I was trying to be sure because he said about Rahil, I don't know, it's a Hindu name, so I cannot tell. And because there are lots of Muslims and Christians, so you have to work it out to find. Probably your previous vice president was somewhere rooted from there, Kamala
Mm.
Harris.
Come on, now you've been controversial now. Being controversial.
No, what is controversial? She has her roots there from there.
From Iman,
No, from Kerala,
oh,
from South India.
from Carol. Okay.
Even JD Vance has Indian wife.
Yeah,
Yeah,
did
that's
you
another
hear him
thing.
say that crap on TV yesterday? Did you hear him say that? Talking about I
Yeah,
got
I
a
did.
connection to York. I was like, look at this joker. They
He
could have
was
just
trying
put
to
him in
say,
the
I
closet
have
somewhere and
a
pay him
two
no
relationship
attention.
with the two. Anyway, so one of the other important thing that there is a language there which is called Malayalam. So that has also, and to highlight that one, the people in Kerala, they would not speak the national language, which is Hindi. So they would prefer, and their education system, and if you talk to anyone, they would not talk to you in Hindi. They would talk to you in English or in their Malayalam language. You were saying something, Yasmin?
I was saying that I have a friend here that speaks Malayalam, and I was gonna
Yep,
go ask her how to pronounce these names, but she's on
yep.
vacation already.
All right. Yeah. This Kochi, now they call it Kochi in a normal way, but the actual name is Cochin, which is their main airport. When your friend would go
I've been to
to
coaching.
Kerala, yeah.
Hmm.
So that's the real name is Cochin, but they call it Kochi and Calcutta is their older name. Now they changed it to Kolkata, Kolkata.
Calcutta.
Yeah, Kolkata was the basically part of the Bangladesh before they used to be one province in until 1900 something, 47, I think, when the India-Pakistan was made. So at that time, until that time, Bengal and Kolkata, they were one um, state.
Hmm.
So even there are other even there is a French colony nearby that, but my friend was from there called Pondicherry. So you can get free wines from there. There is no tax on that. I just remembered now. There's a bit of an island which is close to Sri Lanka. So they speak. They even have the relatives. Some of them there. They have their relatives. Half of the family here and half of the family on the other side of the island into the Sri Lanka. So they speak. Even there is another language. They call it Tamil Nadu. So there is another province or state, small state, Tamil. I forgot that one. They call it Tamil Nadu. Yes, that state, Tamil Nadu. Anyway, let me speak about some points if I would have made. There was one interesting and simplest thing. You know what you call eggplants in English, Britain English? What do you call that?
Eggplants.
No, that's American.
What was the question?
What you call eggplants in British English?
Eggplants in British English.
Yep.
I don't know. I only heard
I
seen
forgot.
eggplants
It does have a name.
another
I
language,
forgot
and that
the
was on
name.
a social
And
media.
and in this book, why I asked this one, in this book, she mentioned something which I was thinking, how? Oh, then I
Uh,
realized, oh my goodness, there is a when the boy was going to the market, he was like good enough to go do the grocery shopping. So there was that grocery shopping. Do you remember he mentioned something that's called subcontinental or Indian English? That's another name of eggplant, brinjal. You remember? He said some other two other stuff, carrots or something, or potatoes and something, and then brinjal on top, coriander or something like that. I just remembered, and also there's also a subcontinent culture, or it used to be from hundreds of years, that when you buy some vegetables, the coriander, green chilies, some other kind of, if I correctly remember, they would give you just as a part of the free thing. I remembered in the olden times, so you don't have to buy this one. So when you buy this one, they give you these ones as like part of the deal. This is the part of your cooking thing. So you can't cook. So basically, it's a little stuff on that. Coriander, mint, and some like green chilies. These three things are kind of must. So brinjals, if you remember
and
brinjals.
basic seasonings that everybody should have for their food that you need.
Green
Yeah, so you
chili.
don't have to buy, you can't buy a full pack of something so that otherwise you will waste it because the life of these kind of things is very little. So the
Mm.
brinjal is the name which is used in the subcontinent English, and in Britain English it's aubergine or something like that. I was confused when I came to Saudi Arabia when first time when I came to know
Aubergine
about.
is squash. It's not the eggplant.
No, I think aubergine is they use this one for the um, eggplants.
It's used for
Yeah.
eggplant
No.
as well.
Aubergine is used for eggplants, right? Because of the color.
I
Probably,
know
yeah.
it's used for eggplant as well as
Even the
brinjal.
Oh
eggplants,
yeah, I'm
even
sorry, I'm
the
thinking about something
You're
else.
thinking about the
I'm thinking
uh,
about courgettes.
squash,
courgettes. Yes, courgettes. Yeah.
and also eggplants in the Britain in the there are some there are we used to have it in our house in our garden, the white eggplants. So basically, I think that's where the name would have come that you look like they look like eggs hanging from the small plants. So they are the same white variety of the eggplants. So even I was going to share with you another thing that you call it okra. So it was a new name for me when I came to know the
Lady
American version of
fingers,
it. Yep, ladyfinger.
morning glory,
You
green
said
beans,
okras don't call lady fingers.
okra,
I thought lady fingers was some kind of
a biscuit, a cookie.
potato. Yeah, or potato, right? A finger? No, that's fingerlings. Oh,
Oh
No, the
yeah, I've never
ladyfinger,
heard of. Yeah, that's a new one for me. Ladyfingers as
ladyfinger
okra.
Lady fingers, and the
okra.
but
morning
I can see why
glories,
I can see
a
why they
green
call them lady
beans.
fingers though. That makes sense. So I can see it being why they call okras lady
You know what she's
fingers.
saying? Morning glory.
Oh, I don't know why she's saying want to go because it's slimy.
It's a green bean.
Yeah,
Talking about different names for the
But
vegetables.
string bean, not an
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
okra.
and even there is another kind of the name they call it the garden peas.
Yeah,
Garden peas. Yeah, they were saying
peel
garden
peas or
peas.
garden peas.
Anyway, so ladyfinger is like kind of an aubergine and brinjals. So brinjals, eggplants. So they have three names probably, three English names. I don't know what they are called in South Africa.
They always took the name of our stuff. We called them one thing like the Jamaican peppers. Then they became Scottish peppers. It's like they always taking the names for stuff. But you're right. They before they was probably green peas, they was field
So I
peas.
would I would go with
Snap
you guys so that you would have little bit of a ease to understand. These Rahel, if you look at my screen here, Rahel is the girl, Esta or Estepan, Estepan. Her name, his name is full name is Estepan, and this is the short name is Esta, Estepan. And Emu was their mother who died like 31 at the age of 31. Baba is their father was like when he married to another one and he got a bit better. So these four characters, which you would see quite often. Sophie Mole is their uncle, their cousin from the mother's side, and the Chaco was their uncle from the mother's side, and Margaret Kochama was his wife, who probably got separated or something like that. That's where, if you remember at the funeral, he she didn't want the father to touch that baby. Mamachi is the the old, the one who married to, I think, the one who married to the father. What was that? Ipe. What was the first name? McLogan or not?
he was a preacher, right? The grandfather.
Yeah, this is the husband of this Mamachi.
Right.
So she's the one which is who married to that father, and Papachi, John Ipe, is their twins' late grandfather. And who else? Baby Kuchama, Baby Kuchama or Baby. So this is the surviving sister of the grandfather or grand aunt, you can say. And also for Tamara, she went to Rochester in the story or in the novel. Uh, that's the one we were talking
Yeah,
about.
I
That
read that part and I chuckled. I was like, oh, okay. So when she came to America, she came to Rochester. Okay.
yeah, and she got like a bit of
They might own one of them stores that Tamara and Juju go to.
you can make
There's no
connections.
Tamara and Juju. There's usually just Tamara. But
Oh
I
well.
missed that part. I missed that part of
You can see it probably
yeah, that
from
part I
page.
gotta go back and read. Okay.
Yeah, you can
I
read
missed that
where.
part.
Yeah, it's in the last like probably 30 some page if I correctly remember. And
Yeah,
that's
she went to
where
the
actually.
University of Rochester.
Mhm,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, okay. Okay. I don't remember that part, but all right.
yeah. And Velutha is the worker, low cost worker. I didn't. This is from like the one, and this is the one, the dog. I really struggled to work it out. That it was what she was mentioning. That you remember when Esta was like tied in the last days, he spent those days with that uh, pet. So it was the pet dog who was old. So I really struggled to figure this one out. Hubchand. His name was Hubchand.
Yeah, it's just a lot of characters, and you got to remember who
Yeah,
belongs to who and
yeah,
what name
yeah.
what name
So that's
belongs
where
to whom.
in the first chapter, what the plot is about is the kind of very deep connection to the where your ancestral roots are. Just today, I will just share with you. I don't know, it would be too personal. Just some hours ago, some of our relative passed away in India from the UP. So I had to. I'm the eldest one, so I had to like be involved in all those kind of things. So basically, wherever you belong to, so the Indian culture is that you are very deeply rooted. So all those people and all those roots are very strongly connected. So basically, you cannot leave that one. That's how the the how I would say the family system or the social system is there. So this is a picture I just put in here was to show you. I'm thinking I should minimize it. This is the kind of tropical area of the South India where it rains. Coconut is their favorite, or they're probably their national fruit or coconut is their national fruit or coconut. And the second important plant they use is they call it drumstick plant or what you call this one. I forgot the very famous name you give it. They call it the drumsticks they use for cooking. It's a small, it's a not very big, but it's a tree. So anyway, just to give you the idea that how the environment is or
Did you guys understand
the land looks
the
like. That's
last
why I put this picture. The people they are.
did you guys understand the last page of the chapter, or the second to the last page of the chapter, when Margaret's daughter dies? Is Are they implicating Estra as, because Margaret slaps Estra all the time, consistently, and then they send him back, or they send him to his father. I guess that's the first time they had to consult whether they should send twins back, or whether they should separate twins rather. I'm not understanding. Is it
I think
is
this
it
is the time
are they trying to say that
when
he had something to do with her death?
no, no,
I'm
no.
not
It's
understanding.
it's the family what he means is when they're what she means is there when her daughter died, Margaret's daughter died. So she was having no child of anyone. So that's how, because of the relationship in terms of like you're living in a joint family system. So you are part of the whole
Why are they
honeybee
slapping that?
colony.
Why are they strapping? Why is she
Well,
slapping that?
that's probably kind of like out of frustration and something like that. And these are very small kids at that time. And this is the Indian culture, how they do that. This is not like kind of
But was
any
Margaret
other
Indian?
advanced
She
or like
was
Western.
Margaret English?
No,
Mar
she's, I think, English.
Who is Margaret? Margaret
She's
is the
the,
second wife, right?
no, 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 no. She's the wife of the
Margaret.
uncle Chaco,
The uncle's
if you
wife.
remember,
She's
the
told,
uncle's
yeah,
wife. Yeah.
yeah, Margaret, yeah.
Mother Amu. Amu is mother, mom. So Sophie Mole's father, and then she's Sophie Mole's mother.
Okay.
yeah.
So basically, he was the one who actually started or ran the pickle factory, the pickle juice jam, whatever it was, jam factory. Yeah, here it's written. Chaco's English
Oh,
ex-wife
his
and Sophie
ex-wife.
Mole's
She's
mother.
his ex-wife.
Yeah, because when the mole when she died, I think probably in the next chapters we will find out how she came from there. And I was kind of that's what when Sajid was mentioning about that the how the childhood um, im it impacts you in so deep way that if there is a trauma, and then how she was meant, like how Rahel was saying that what was the church from inside, the sky of the church, I mean, the ceiling of the church, how it was painted sky kind of clouds and the things. And she was imagining, going backtracking, how the painter would have been painting. And if he would have slipped from that, so what would have happened? What chaos would have happened? So she was trying to see, and she was trying to imagine our, I would say now at this time, I would say she was empathizing with that girl, that she was putting herself into that position and seeing from the casket the ceiling of the church, and she was imagining that she would have to be there and like to see her own funeral. So that's kind of a child, I mean, like that kind of dreams or the how I would say imagining all those kind of things. So it was a very different way of writing and very unique way of putting it the child's memory of that childhood or that incident. Probably at this point, she's just recalling Sophie Mole's death and the funeral. So that's whatever is associated thought with that one. So she's trying to figure it out.
And I'm assuming the last line deals with the caste system
Let me see. I
that
think so, yes, because
that
it
it really
mentioned
began
somewhere.
when the love laws were made. The laws that
Yep,
laid down to be loved and how much.
yeah, yep,
However, for practical purposes, in a
yeah,
hopelessly practical world.
yep.
Well, so that deals with the caste system, right?
Yeah, Calicut is another city. So and bishops murdered. These were found floating in the sea.
So it seems like this is going to be about the caste system and how people are
Yeah,
ignored or treated.
this is not the caste system. This is about their tradition of that how who should be loved and how it should be loved, and that's why if you remember, Rahel's husband was feeling it very kind of how her gaze was, what she was looking at. So that's where he got kind of like shelled, or how I would say that, how he got like kind of into a state that what she was thinking. So that's probably some very deep-rooted thing that who should be loved, how should be loved, and how much should be loved. So these are the kind of social
All right, Mara,
system.
peace. All right, it's 9:05. Let's wrap it up.
All right. Yep.
Hopefully, so how far are we going to read to now? Chapter. We might have to do this chapter by chapter, man.
you you're suggesting like a thesis now. Let's say we add 75 pages to it, which becomes 115. Let me see what is there. Let me see what is the chapter number two. End of chapter number two. End of chapter number three is
Because chapter
94.
number 2 is long.
Yep, it's long.
Is it
That's
long?
why I
So
said
let's just do chapter 2. This is
chapter three is only 100 pages. It's 6 pages, chapter three. Let me see it again. Chapter three is okay, it would be too much, 130. So let's just keep it to page 100, which would be chapter 3, end of chapter 3 here.
all right. All right, guys.
Okay,
Anybody
chapter
traveling?
3
Anybody
would be page
traveling this
99.
week?
So you have to.
No one traveling?
Nope, I'm here.
All right. We'll see you same bat time, same bat channel.
All right. Assalamu alaikum. Good night. Yes, when do you finish? Have you finished work?
I
Students
finished.
have finished. I'm still working.
I'm still working
Students,
also.
students finished last Thursday. I'm still working.
Right, the 18th. I finished on the
For me, I finished
5th,
last
the
Thursday.
5th of July. When's your last day, Ray and Asin?
I'm finished. I finished last
For,
Thursday.
for me,
Okay.
it's like ours is not an education system, so it works all the way, but
He's 24 hours a
probably
day.
I'll be relaxed. Yep. Yep. Even the last, from since Eid day, yesterday was my first day kind of like relaxed, but I've been working very, very late. Since Eid day, just a day after Eid, all the weekends, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. One of the time my boss called me and then he let me go 4 a.m. in the morning after the Fajr prayer. He said, we'll go pray the Fajr prayer together. We'll have a business meeting there somewhere. Anyway, so it has been.
All right. All right, guys. See you guys next week.
Thank you.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
bye, y'all.
Next week. Good night, loves.
Assalamu alaikum.
Good night.
Alaikum salam.
Wa alaikum salam.